this video, we're going to talk about naming slides. Naming slides is different than naming shapes. I'm going to link to a video we did earlier on naming shapes for your review of that subject. But in the naming the slide itself is given a unique name. When you create a slide, PowerPoint does give it a name, but that name is not visible to you until you look at it through VBA code. So let's dive in and take a look at it. So to look at the slide using VBA code, you have to go to your immediate pane and put in this command, active presentation dot slides, a number, and then dot name. The dot name is the property associated with the slide name. The number is the number associated with the position that slide is in your presentation. So let's take a look at how it works. We're going to copy this. And if you do not have developer in your menu, what you need to do is go to File, Options, go to your custom ribbon, scroll down and click on Developer. This will allow Developer to show up in your menus. When we click on Developer, we can go to the Visual Basic Editor. Within there will be modules. So when we click on the module, what we'll see is where macros actually reside to be able to see the code. There's an immediate window on the bottom. If you do not see the immediate window, it's either Control-G or View Immediate Window. That will allow the immediate window to show up here. If we put a question mark and paste the command and hit enter when we're on that line, it will tell us the name of that slide. So the slide that's currently in position 3 is named slide 5. The slide that's in position 1 is slide 4, and the slide that's in position 2 is slide 2. So these are the actual names of the slide you could refer to, and they will stay that name regardless of the position. The difficulty is the slide name may not mean anything to you. So when you're writing VBA code, if we say slide 2, the question is that the slide in position 2? I'm confused. I don't know what I'm doing. If I refer only to the position, it may work perfectly fine. But if the slide moves in its position, or if another slide is inserted, which would change the position number, now your VBA code is referring to the incorrect slide. To name a slide, you create a macro using this command, active presentation dot slides, then identify the position name it's currently in, dot name equals, and then you would type in the name of the slide you want. So we're going to type in the names. So for slide 1, I'm going to call that default. For slide 2, this is my blue slide. So I am going to name that one blue slide. The slide that's in the 3rd position, we are going to call that red slide. Now it doesn't matter if you have 3 first or 2, it's going to reference the number of the current position for that row as it executes the code. So that's the code that we're going to use. Typically you'll see that in the macros. So if we look at this macro and say edit the macro, it'll bring us here and we'll be able to see this is the code the macro is going to run. So let's close that. So what we're going to do is we're going to now run that macro named slide. Nothing exciting will happen. You won't see any change here. But what we're going to see is if we go back here and rerun our commands, slide 2's name now is blue slide. Slide 3's name, or the third position slide, is red slide, and the slide in the first position is default. These names will stay associated with those slides no matter what order the slides are in. So in any VBA code, you can refer to that slide by that name you gave it. And of course, you can change the name anytime you want by rerunning your macro and renaming your slides. So if we take this slide and move it, so default slide is now in position 2. I will look at and say, what is the name of the slide in position 2? And it will come back and tell me default. So if I had written my VBA code that said slide 1 and then I moved it, I would refer to the wrong slide, because now slide 1 is the blue slide. So it's very important to know the actual slide name. The only way you can see this property is through the VBA code and ask it what the property is. You will see some videos out there that say in order to name a slide, what you want to do is view the outline mode and then you name your slide. You're not really naming your slide. What you're doing here is naming the title. This name that's associated here in the outline mode is the actual title slide, and we can see that by going to Home, Select, Selection pane, and we can see when I select this, that is actually the title, red example. If I go to default slide, blue example is the title, and default slide is my title as well. So if I'm changing this to simply default, I'm only changing the title. I am not changing the slide name. So don't be confused by that. I hope this video has been helpful. If it has, please subscribe, send a like, and ring the bell for any future videos we show. I'm going to continue making videos showing different tricks that I've used to create automated VBA PowerPoint presentations that interact with Excel, get updated automatically. Please tune in, and thanks for watching.